The message came at 2:17 a.m. No words, just a screenshot, a hospital letterhead, a blurred-out signature, and two bold lines at the bottom. Asterisk pregnancy confirmed. 9 weeks. Patient, Alina Mera, asterisk my wife's sister. And the message? Forwarded by my wife. No caption, no explanation. Just the kind of silence that feels like a slammed door. The kind someone uses when they've already made up their mind. I stared at the screen. The room was dark. The ceiling fan turned overhead, slow and heavy, like it was dragging each breath through thick air. I didn't move. Something in my chest collapsed inward, quietly. I didn't reply, didn't call, didn't protest. I just placed the phone face down on the bedside table and stared at the ceiling as the shadows stretched like they were in on some joke I hadn't heard yet. By morning, she was gone. Her clothes, her books, her scent, gone, like I'd been edited out of her life. No confrontation, not even a goodbye. Just a note taped to the fridge. You disgust me. I laughed. The irony stung. She had no idea what I had done for her, or what I was about to undo. 2 years ago, she told me she wanted to go back to school, finish her master's degree. Her family laughed it off, said it was pointless, a waste of time and money. Her sister Alina? She called it a fantasy, said it would go nowhere. But I watched her, circling university brochures like they were treasure maps. She wanted it so badly it hurt. So I made it happen. I told her there was a scholarship, that I had a friend in admissions, that I pulled some strings. She cried when the acceptance letter came. She never asked about the rent, the bills, the tuition. She just smiled, kissed me like I'd built the ground she walked on. Then came Alina. She started visiting. Too often, she brought wine and too much sarcasm, draped herself over our couch like she lived there, flirted, always with a joke behind it, touched too long, stared too hard. I brushed it off. For my wife, I told myself it meant nothing. Until that night, that message, that obvious lie. The report was fake. I knew it immediately. Wrong fonts, wrong layout. Like someone who'd seen hospital documents once and tried to mimic it from memory. But that didn't matter. My wife didn't ask questions. She just left. I didn't chase her. Didn't beg. I just started turning off the switches. First, I canceled the tuition payments. Then the rent, the Wi-Fi, the electricity. By day 4, her university called. I knew she still hadn't figured it out. That night, Alina posted a mirror selfie. Her hand rested on her stomach. The caption, "Some blessings are unexpected." I almost laughed. Sloppy. I started gathering everything. Receipts, transfer confirmations, tuition invoices. I even visited the hospital named on the fake report, slipped some cash to the receptionist. Alina had never been a patient, not under that name or any name. Then I checked the file metadata from the screenshot. It was created in a free design app just the night before. They weren't just cruel, they were careless. So I waited until her lights went out, her student account got locked, and the whisper started among her friends. Then I printed everything. Organize it in a plain black file. No labels, just facts. A week later, my wife called. Her voice was small, strained. "Did you stop paying my tuition?" Then, softer, "I thought it was a scholarship." I didn't answer. I asked, "Can we meet?" She hesitated. 6 seconds of silence. Then, "Okay." We met at our old cafe, the cheap one we used to love before anything was easy. She looked tired, worn down. Her hands shook as she lifted her coffee. I said nothing, just slid the file to her. She opened it, slowly. The receipts, the faked hospital report, the screenshots of Alina's messages with a mutual friend, joking about how easy it was to convince her sister that I'd cheated. A game, a joke, between sisters. Her face cracked. She covered her mouth. Tears welled. "I didn't know," she whispered. "I know," I replied. More silence. "Why didn't you tell me?" I looked at her. Calm, cold, because you never asked. The next day, I mailed the same file to her father. He responded with one line. "I raised 2 daughters, but only one man. Alina disappeared from social media. The pregnancy vanished with her. A week later, her engagement ended. Rumor was the groom's family didn't want to be tied to scandal. My wife started messaging again. Little texts, late night calls. I never blocked her. I just never replied. Some silences say more than 1,000 words ever could. 3 weeks in, she left a note under my door. Asterisk, can we try again? I made a mistake. I didn't know how much you were doing for me. Asterisk. I didn't respond. Just slipped the final tuition invoice into an envelope. One line at the bottom. That was the last thing I paid for. That was 3 months ago. She's back at her parents' house, working part-time. Alina keeps a low profile now. Their family dinners are quieter. As for me, I sleep better. Not because I won, but because I finally saw things clearly. Sometimes betrayal doesn't scream. It whispers, wears familiar faces, sits across from you at dinner. And when it leaves, it takes only one thing, your illusions. I didn't lose a wife. I lost a mask. And I don't pay for those twice.